What's good, y'all? It's your boy Need for She coming back with an episode of Recap and Relax. So it's the end of the week. It's Sunday. You know, we all getting up, getting ready for, work tomorrow, got some free time. And, I just been thinking about a couple of different things I wanted to talk about. Some being like nostalgic things like Pokemon, Ninja Turtles, even Marvel going on right now. Marvel's been around for so long, even talking about that. But today, the first episode that we're going to talk about is Dragon Ball Z. And that's going to encompass, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, all of those. We might come back later on and get to Super once I actually watch it. It is what it is. Once I get to that, we're going to be able to do that. But I got two of my homies on here that loves some of the stuff that I love as well. As y'all know, cartoons, cartoon shirts, all that stuff, that's what I'm big on. And no better people to bring on than these two right here. So we can talk about some DBZ, some Dragon Ball, everything. Most people's first anime was Dragon Ball Z, outside of Pokemon and Digimon and stuff like that. Most of the time it was Dragon Ball Z. So I'm gonna let my guests come in, introduce themselves. You can probably see their names. There's Quez over there. Got my boy down here. You see his name down there. And my boy go by like 4 or 5 different names. I call him Scott. I call him Schultz. I call him Spidey. I call him everything. So whatever he go by, I'm gonna let him explain that to you. Yeah. So what you want people to call you by?
As far as this video, since that's how you knew me by, you just call me Scott. Everybody just refer to me as Scott, and we'll do it like that.
All right, cool. So it's Scott and that Quez, because I don't even say his whole name. So that's Quez.
Let's talk about some Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. So for the people out there, I know most of y'all have seen at least one episode of Dragon Ball Z. Y'all had to at this point. Dragon Ball Z been around too long for you not to even see anything about it being out, the movies, that anything like that, except for Dragon Ball Evolution, that live action movie. We don't discuss that. That never happened. That never happened.
That don't exist.
That don't exist. But everything else, that was good. So we have been talking off camera quite long, actually. But so we're gonna talk a little bit on camera now. So one of the questions I wanted to give them was, who is your favorite character? It could be Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, any of those. Who's your favorite character? And it doesn't have to be a superhero. It could be a villain as well. It could be either or. But who are you guys' favorite character? We all get to pick one. Whichever one you guys want to go first, it don't matter. It could be Scott or Quez, whichever one. Flip a coin, it don't matter. Whichever one y'all want to go first.
Quez, you got it.
All right, bet. So I'm gonna actually shake the table on this one because I don't think nobody else is favorite character is this. But my favorite character is actually Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo become in the clutch, bro.
He do. He do.
Anybody need anything like hyperbolic time chamber clothes, he helped get them for ready for the for Vegeta and Nappa when they came. Like Mr. Popo becoming through. He the real.
Really underrated. Now that you say that, a lot of people don't really understand how integral Mr. Popo was to what was going on.
Yeah.
Now
Mr. Popo, my favorite character.
Yeah. Now his character looked like now his character was racist looking, but it was bad.
Coming in the clutch though.
He came in the clutch, but he was bad. He blackened him up, big lip. Anyway, all right, cool. they messed him completely. But Miss Popo came in the clutch every time. I will give you that. He came in the clutch every time. What about you, Scott? Since he already said Mr. Popo, who you got?
He went kind of underrated. I'm gonna go real generic with mine because I got 2 of them.
Okay.
And that's Trunks, Future Trunks, and Teen Gohan.
Of course.
Those are my 2 favorite characters.
2 favorite characters.
Just because, when Future Trunks first came on the scene, he came on the scene hard. He came in, the person that they was fighting in the previous arc, he came and wiped him up in seconds. And then we already know what Team Gohan doing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I ain't even mad at that. Yeah, having those two. Yeah, those two, like I said, and those names probably come up a little bit more when we go through the rest of these questions. Their names are gonna probably pop up a couple of more times. But even with that one, me personally, I got a couple, but two of my favorite is always been Master Roshi. Master Roshi, because he, first of all, he created and taught them the Kamehameha. And people don't understand how strong Master Roshi really is.
Yeah.
If you go look at some of the other arcs where you see the younger version of Master Roshi and everything like that, how strong Master Roshi really is. What you about to say?
I was gonna say, I also don't know. Master Roshi really could have beat Nappa and Vegeta when they first got there.
Oh yeah, easily. He could have knocked both of them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he chose not to. See, a lot of them got a lot of morals. They don't be wanting to do stuff. Me, I'm knocking you out. I don't even know who you are. And my other one, Piccolo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy go choice.
Piccolo. As much as he hate people, he take care of everybody. As much as Piccolo don't like nobody, but he take care of everybody.
Yeah.
And Gohan basically became his son. He started out as a stepchild because he treated him like a stepchild. But as Gohan got older, Gohan became Piccolo's son.
Yeah.
Like Goten was Goku's. Goten was Goku's. He actually was doing a little bit more with him and everything like that. But Gohan is Piccolo's. That's Piccolo's kid.
Piccolo, he kind of, when he first started training Gohan, you can tell he wasn't like, he was only doing it because he knew the potential Gohan had.
Yeah.
But as time went on, he started to like actually care for him because he saw that Gohan, like, the reason he loved Gohan so much was because Gohan didn't treat him like everybody else treated him.
He did.
Whenever somebody saw him, they immediately was afraid of him, or like they didn't want him in the vicinity because they knew he was Demon King Piccolo. Like that's this is so Gohan was like the first person that was actually like you Piccolo, like you got it.
Yeah, you're just Piccolo to me. You're just Piccolo to me.
Exactly. So
yeah,
that's why I fuck with Piccolo a lot, especially after his sacrifice that he made, for Gohan.
A couple of times. He done took some bullets for these people. He done took some bullets for these people. And he done took a couple of bullets. And the regeneration factor, really love that happened with the Namix, his regeneration factor. The special beam cannon is one of the best moves I've seen out of any Dragon Ball Z move. The special beam cannon is always legit.
Kakugan Senpo.
Yeah.
I was just saying, Masenko's they're underrated.
Masenko? Yeah.
Masenko, yeah. That is an underrated hit. That was an underrated hit.
That
Gohan, he used it only a couple of times. They need to use a lot of their signature moves a lot more often with the character.
Yeah. Yeah. And
except for Goku Kamehameha, they do that enough.
Yeah, everybody can do Kamehameha. I was like, all of them can do it. So I said Master Roshi taught all of them that. So since we went with our favorite characters. So those, for people out there, I know y'all know most of those characters. So those are our favorite characters. Now we're gonna move into the second question, which is, what is some of you guys' favorite transformations? Some of the favorite transformations that you've seen, your favorite, possibly your favorite. If you got a couple of them, throw those out there. But your favorite transformation between the Dragon Ball Z characters, Dragon Ball characters, GT characters, any one of them. Quez, who you got?
Okay. I'm gonna actually give y'all three. I'm gonna give y'all three bankers.
Okay.
First one, when Piccolo fused with Kami.
Yeah.
That boy was different.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Very underrated.
Two, my all-time favorite, Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Yeah. That was solid. That whole story arc was solid.
3, I don't know why I like this. I just think because it came out of nowhere and nobody really expected it. But it's more comedic than it is nostalgic. But when Goten first turned Super Saiyan, when he was training with Gohan.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I love them little moments. I love
Those little kid moments be hilarious.
Yeah, love it.
I actually when
Yeah.
Trunks did it in front of Vegeta, that's what be killing me.
Vegeta was like, "What? You can do it?"
Yeah.
Arguing going on. Like it's a child's play thing.
Because a kid can do, because the kids was doing it so easy. It's like, because Vegeta saw what Gohan had to go through to turn Super Saiyan as a kid. But now
he had
Trunks, they just like, ugh.
Right. We can just do it. I guess I'll just turn my hair yellow. But
Right, like no effort. All right, Scott, who you got down there?
all right. I got as far as favorite transformations, my 2 favorite transformations out of the entire series from Dragon Ball to GT is Quez said one of them, Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 design is just goated. Like you can't
the fur, yeah.
The primal, like the big hair.
Yeah,
primal
they actually like primal, yeah.
Like it was a fusion of Great Ape and Super Saiyan, but it wasn't all that extra with the hair. Like
no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
That boy went from Goku to Kakarot.
Yeah,
very
for real.
quickly,
Like
very quickly. And that tail got really long.
Yeah, and you would have to have the tail in order to reach the form. Like it was a good nod back to like OG Dragon Ball.
Right.
You know? And my second favorite, well, not my second favorite, but my other favorite form is Super Saiyan 2. When Gohan went Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, it still gives me chills when I see him like finally like just release that rage that he had inside of him, and he just go ahead and go Super Saiyan 2. And it's like the part that I like so much about it is the fact that when he does it, he's crying at the same time.
Yeah.
But because he got so much power releasing, his tears like evaporate as he's crying because he like releasing so much power. That's like my favorite aspect of the entire like transformation.
Man, that man was messing those Cell Juniors up.
Yeah, like them Cell Juniors didn't stand a chance, bro.
Like none. He punched one of them. Their head just popped off. He was just like,
and then like for perspective, bro, they said them Cell Juniors had the durability of Frieza.
Exactly. They was strong.
Imagine how, man, that's crazy.
Them folks was strong.
Yeah.
Really strong. Mine's, like I said, you said one of them for sure. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, teenage Gohan was just because we were seeing Gohan go into the peak of his powers. He was going into that upper echelon of strength. He was really turning it over, and then the arrogance kicked in a little bit on that. Even though these fusions, I'm gonna list a couple of fusions. Now, the biggest gripe I got with the fusions, one, when they fused together, they had no respect for nothing. They didn't care about nothing. They didn't care about when they became so arrogant that they didn't care about finishing the mission. None of that. They just became arrogant. That's one. And two, basically, the same thing. Number one, they never finished the objective. I swear the fusions was just to look good on TV because they didn't finish nothing.
The fusions, a lot of that was more of a showcase of how strong. Because any one of the fusions probably could have at the time who they were fighting, they probably could have just ended the fight like that. But it was more of a showcase, I guess. Akira Toriyama wanted to just showcase how strong these transformations was, but he didn't want them to clean up the situation for him, you know?
Yeah, because I really loved how Gogeta looked.
Yeah.
How Gogeta looked. Because Gogeta was the one with the arm. Yeah, with the vest.
They do the fusion dance.
Yeah, fusion dance. And then Vegito was the one with the rings.
Yeah, with the Patara.
The Patara ring. And you can tell too, Gogeta has the mind of Goku. Vegito has the mind of Vegeta. those the ones that they carry the body. So that's what the fusion does. So that's why his name starts with the Go Goku. That's what it was, and then Vegito. So, but those two transformations, and even Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks.
Yes, one of my. That's really. I really like Gotenks. Is probably my favorite fusion. Honestly,
Super Saiyan 3.
Because of Super Saiyan 3 and his abilities, because Gotenks has like different abilities versus like regular fusions. You know, he can do like because his fusion is.
That's a good point. Because I love that Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. That's hard.
Yeah. It was lit. It was lit. Man, some of those transformations, some of those characters. I think something else we could talk about. What is one of you guys' favorite moves? Now, I know Kamehameha, everybody can use that. Everybody can do Kamehameha. That's just what it is. But specifically for certain characters, what is some of the best moves that you saw that you really enjoyed? Some of your favorite ones.
So I'm gonna take for sure. Goku whole arsenal really cold, like instant transmission, the spirit bomb.
It just take the whole Easter Sunday before the spirit bomb is done. But
but when it's done, it's over.
Oh no, when it's done, it's over. But yeah,
everybody really got a smooth move though. Because even like the week or so, like Tien, that tri-beams are hard.
Oh, that tri-beam cannon lit. Now, don't nobody want no Wolfgang fist. Nobody want that.
So hear me out. That's really hard. Because it can track his folks.
Yamcha could have got killed and just stayed off the show. They could have just killed him off.
That's why I got his girl took by the dude that killed him.
They killed him.
That's crazy. That's crazy in 2023.
They could have kept. You remember Family Matters when Judy went upstairs and she just left? That like she didn't ever come back to the.
Never came back.
Yeah, that's what they should have did with Yamcha. After he had killed, you know what? We not even gonna bring him back. Tien brought something. He brought something to the TV with the tri-beam cannon.
Yeah.
Tien was actually useful after the first fight. Like he got bodied by Nappa, of course, but he still like when he came back later on, he still added some stuff. Because what he did to Cell with the tri-beam, like how he bought them some time, even though he only bought them like a couple of seconds, it was very like the whole arc would have went south had he not bought them seconds.
And he popped up when Gohan was getting his ass beat by Boo when he absorbed Gotenks and Piccolo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, he said he was gonna stop fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that, because after that Cell stuff, he was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm done. I'm done fighting, bro. We ain't finna do. I'm done. I ain't. I'm good."
To them crazy levels of power, he said, "I'm out of here. I can't.
I'm out of here. I can't help y'all. I'm out of here." You got any more Quez? You got any more? You got any more? Yeah,
nah. Them all my favorite moves right there.
Yeah, okay. What about you, Scott?
My favorite move. This gonna be kind of a niche move, but it's Genocide Wave. It's that move that Super Boo did when he was on top of the watchtower and he had the entire population of the planet.
Yeah.
When I used to play Budokai Tenkaichi, that was the time.
Yeah.
Instant kill. He killing everything.
Kill everybody on the planet in just a couple minutes. Probably less time than a couple minutes. Because the whole reason he did it was they had tried to get him to buy time. They told him to go kill some people to buy some time so that we can get these strong enough warriors for you. And then his response was just to, all right, kill everybody on the planet, just like that.
Yeah, because we're gonna get into him. We're gonna get into the villains in just a minute. But that was you got any more?
Genocide Wave and like we said, Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. I really like that jump.
Yeah. It was funny. It was kiddie, but it was effective when it needed to be.
Yeah. And my last one is Burning Wave that Trunks did on Cell when he went back to the future. The where he did like a little combo, knocked him up, and then put his hands up and blew him away. That
Yeah,
those are my top moves because I like moves that get comboed into. Like I like stuff like that.
Yeah, that boom, 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 and they do. What's Trunk's other move that he's known for? I forget the name of it.
The one where he doing a Naruto jutsu.
Yeah, he. That's one of my favorite jumps.
That might be Burning Wave. That might be what that one was.
It might have been because he did all that together. Yeah, that's one of my favorites for sure. Talked about Special Beam Cannon. I talked about that one before. Special Beam Cannon was like that. Big Bang Attack.
Big Bang.
Big Bang Attack from Vegeta was so powerful. That thing was that and Final Flash, when he put those two together, like I said, he put so much strength into those moves. I got to put that up there with Trunks, and also the Death Ball by Frieza. He just, he just let it sit right here, and then just let it get bigger.
Frieza.
So we're gonna talk about that Death Ball. We got to talk about Baby Jane GT, the Revenge Death Ball.
Revenge Death all black.
The all black.
Yeah. Can't no wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that.
Man, Baby,
actually, I want to add that one to mine. The Revenge Death Ball.
Baby was a menace. Man, Baby was a menace. That man fought Vegeta as Gohan, and he was telling Vegeta the whole time, he's like, I'm taking over your body. I'm going to take over your body.
And this was gonna happen. This is what the next sequence of events is gonna be. I'm gonna beat you up for a second because I'm mad at you. Then after that, I'm gonna take over your body so that we can take over the rest of this planet.
Right. And he was like, his ego kicked in again. You ain't gonna do nothing. Can't nobody destroy me. I'm like, all right, you got this little cut, and he got into your body, and it was over with.
That's all it took. That's all it takes. It's a little scrape on your arm.
Boom, I'm inside. It's just like that. So, all right, cool. So we went from characters, we went from transformations, we went to attacks. Now, with all these attacks, they gotta attack somebody. So, out of all of these people, who's your favorite villain?
Quez, you want to go first or you want me to go?
You got it, bro.
All right. So my favorite villain is probably most people's least favorite in Dragon Ball Z, and that's gonna be Boo. And that's the reason Boo is my favorite villain is because Boo is like, he probably has the least character as far as like development and writing, but he's like pure Black Air Force energy.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on which Boo you're talking about.
I'm talking about Kid Boo.
Because I think most people love Kid Boo. The other two Boos,
nobody
mess with them like this. Yeah, but if you talking about Kid Boo, I think we all love Kid Boo.
The first thing that man did when he came, like when he awoke back as Kid Boo, the first thing he did was try to blow up the planet.
Yep.
The very first thing he
tried to do nothing. He did.
He blew up the planet.
Right.
He didn't care. He didn't care.
He blew up the planet. That was the first thing he did. And he brought himself back together and started laughing. He was just a force of nature. Like, that was all he was.
And then, bro, went to the afterlife to kill these folks again.
Everybody went to the afterlife. He was like, the fate is not over.
It's not over. I'll kill you, and then I'm going to go to where you got sent to after I killed you and keep beating you. Yeah. It's not done. Like, that's why this man is my favorite character. That's the very
when you talking about on site, that was Boo. It was on site. As soon as I see you.
On site.
As soon as I see you, it was over with. And he just laughed. He was just laughing.
Just laughed. He just laughed. He blow up the planet and enjoy a little chuckle.
All right, Quez, what you got? Which one you got over there, if you got one?
Oh, my bad. My mute junk got stuck. My favorite joint, I'm gonna give a movie joint, then I'm gonna give like a regular joint. Movie, I'm gonna take Janumba. That it was raw.
Yeah, he was.
Like just you talking about Black Air Force energy. That's it.
Like the mind abilities was so cold too. Like they had never fought anybody that fought like Janemba did. Like they weren't used to fighting somebody with those set of skills.
Then the mind was turning rocks into humanoids, like little pebbles, just zapping them into. Then Goku started spamming them, realized he couldn't beat him, got serious.
Yeah. Facts.
Then he turned red, bro. I was like, oh, okay, now we serious.
Yeah, the name was strong. That boy was strong. Yeah.
But let's see, my other favorites, I really like all of them, but if I had to pick, I'm gonna go with Cell, just because.
Yeah.
Like, you mean to tell me you got literally all the cells of everybody we know? It's a one dude. He can literally spam every move. It's in his DNA.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this. Like,
so far, all in one character.
And then let's not even like, I know we ain't talking about Super, but let's just imagine Cell realized like the potential he had, and like let's just imagine Cell came back in Super. This nigga could go Super Saiyan Blue, Golden Frieza, probably even Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego Audit. Like,
yeah, that's why I don't like Cell Max, because I feel like he was, even though we're going into Super territory, that's why I don't like Cell Max, because I feel like that was the wasted use of, like, y'all gonna bring Cell back, bring him back in a capacity where he is a real threat to, like he can use.
Because they took his what? Because Cell Max was his second form.
They used the head of the second form, but he still had the body of perfect form, because he had
form, yeah.
So he was kind of like a mix of both, because his tail was still long and it had that ball at the end.
Man, that was a big ass tail. Cell Max was just huge.
Huge. And they made him a kaiju like that.
Yeah, they could. Yeah,
I don't like kaiju Dragon Ball like this.
Yeah, man. Look, man.
What you got, Sheed?
Initially, when the Ginyu Force came out, them folks was as slow as they were, because they were slow outside of Captain Ginyu.
I like the Ginyu Force.
They were, well, Berter got whooped. What's Chase? What's his name wanted to kill him after Goku did what he did to Berter. What's his name wanted him, and then Vegeta was like, "Oh no, I remember when y'all was beating me up and all that. Nope, don't worry. I got you. I got you." Because they treated Raccoon, they beat the brakes off of him.
Yeah.
What's the little green one?
Guido.
They stomped on his head and he was gone. He was through. And then, of course, Captain Ginyu hurting himself, switching with Goku. They put Goku back in what's the name, to get to rehab. So I mean, the Ginyu Force is one of my favorite ones, just because, especially being introduced into Dragon Ball Z, the Ginyu Force was up there. Movie wise, it's Cooler.
Yeah, Cooler was solid, especially when he showed that his race had that form, that fourth form.
Yeah,
that we were used to, because Frieza only went into the Well, I guess there was Frieza.
Well, Frieza, because I think all their forms was different.
Well, I think Cooler was already in that final form that Frieza was in, like when we first see him.
Because he got two. Because Cooler got two forms or three.
He got like one extra form that Frieza didn't have.
Yeah, and Cooler was the big brother.
Yeah, he was Frieza's older brother. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another reason, is because one thing Dragon Ball Z usually, usually Dragon Ball Z dips into family life a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't talk about Cooler that much, even though we knew who he was. They never talked about Vegeta's little brother.
Yeah, they kind of just retconned him into the series a bit later on.
Yeah, and then he came up there, like, Vegeta had a brother. He never popped up nowhere. You find out that Raditz is Goku's brother.
Yeah.
And everything like that. So usually the family ties is usually tight like that, but they didn't even do that. So that's that one. But I would definitely say the Ginyu Force was one of them, and Cooler is the movies. But I also like the Android. The Android saga I did like.
Yeah, Android was solid. 17, 18.
17, 18. Yeah, 17 and 18 was solid. I didn't like Dr. Gero that much.
Him and 19, they were kind of.
Yeah.
They was okay.
Okay. They were perfect for what they did because they just introduced you to the androids. But they didn't, but 17 and 18 took that to a whole new level.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that Akira Toriyama, when he was writing that arc, Dr. Gero and 19 were initially the villains of that arc, but his editor told them, nah, we don't want like this fat dude and old guy to be like the final villains of this arc. So you're gonna have to change that up. So what he did was he pivoted that's why he's so good, because he able to write on the fly.
Right.
So he wrote them in a way to where they end up getting knocked out early in that arc, and then he introduced 17 and 18. And the editor told them the same thing. We don't want teenagers to be your final villain. So he had to pivot again, and he created 16. And he said, well, this guy looked kind of weird, so we ain't gonna have him be the end. And so that's how we end up getting Cell in the first place, because the editor made Akira Toriyama keep like creating
adding
somebody
people on. Yeah.
Yeah.
For definitely getting spam, because that boy, y'all, I've been rewatching Dragon Ball Z. This boy Trunks was shook when he first came back
and saw them.
Man, he was like, "Who was these folks?" He was like, okay, there go them. Then Cell pop up. I'm like, whoa.
He was like, Cell? He was like, nah, we defeated Cell. He said, but the android, we ain't defeat the android.
So that's what a lot of and since we're doing movie, my favorite movie villain is Broly.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Big Bully Broly.
Bully Broly, that man beat them up. He got the same. He got the same energy like Boo. He's just like, it's just on sight.
Yeah, the same. Yeah, it's on sight. Like, if you unfortunate enough to be standing in front of me, I'm finna put you on a stretcher.
Yeah.
Crazy part is him and Goku was twins.
They sure was. They was born at that, and that's why he hate Goku, because Goku was doing all that crying when they was in the same little.
That man can't stand Goku. That man can't stand.
You know how. But see, the crazy part, how do you remember that from when you was your newborn?
Exactly.
They minds better than ours.
That's crazy,
man. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and I'm gonna show some love to Bobbity.
Bobbity, yeah. Bobbity was solid.
Yeah, Bobbity was doing some crazy things. Majin Vegeta, you saw his true untapped power when he was Majin Vegeta.
Yeah. Potential elite.
What his potential
really be.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Buu Saga, shout out to King Kai now. Shout out to King Kai, shout out to Supreme Kai, shout out to Old Kai, shout out to Kibito Kai, shout out to all them.
Yeah.
They did what they
I'm gonna shout out every Kai except Supreme Kai. Supreme Kai was on that BS for most of the Buu.
He was.
He was on that BS for most of that Buu arc. Because he didn't believe they was as strong as they was, and they kept telling him, bro, like, we really them guys, bro. You probably can't mess with these folks, but we them guys.
Yeah, right.
But you gotta realize where he covered. Like he's literally like a god. He's supposed to be messing with folks in the lower realm. So he's supposed because they not supposed to be that strong. That's why they got god powers now.
Yeah.
So he like, I'm pretty sure he was shocked. He like, man, ain't no way.
Yep, no, there's a way. They strong. They really strong.
It might have the nerve to pull up like he was just him at the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, nah, pimping.
Nah, that boy Piccolo was shook.
Yeah, he had Piccolo shook though. Which now that I think about it, Piccolo probably was stronger than bro. When you think back on it, Piccolo probably was, because I would say Piccolo was at least perfect cell level by the end of by the start of the Boo arc.
Yeah, his Piccolo's strength, especially after initially when he fused with Kami and then he stayed calm, that the amount of energy and amount of power that he could get, the more he trained, it was crazy what he was.
And then he could go all out too. Like normally he had to fight, but he couldn't fight till like too close to death because he was still like, you know what I'm saying, like the guardian. But once they brought Dende in, Piccolo could go all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he ain't had no reason to hold back. Like he can. Yeah. Dende was the one, the new guardian, and Dende was the one in charge of the Dragon Balls by that point.
Right. So yeah, they had more opportunity to do what they had to do, and he was he capitalized off that. One thing for Piccolo never ran from a fight.
Nah, Piccolo never run from a fight. That's all them folks was really goons though. All and none of them scared to box.
Yeah, they weren't scared to box. Outside of Tien was only ready to roll because he was just like, I just can't get to the level y'all at. So I don't wanna hinder nobody.
And that was towards later on in the series because at first Tien was there ready to box the same.
Yeah.
But once we started into like really the Boo arc, because that's when he kind of was like, I'm kind of out.
He was like, y'all out of my realm now. I'm gonna get so much stronger. So yeah, I mean, we went through, like I said, favorite characters, favorite moves, favorite transformations, favorite villains. I mean, I'm shout out, like I said, shout out Baby too. Baby was very diabolical.
Baby from love.
Yeah.
Omega Shenron.
Shout out to the Shadow Dragons.
Shadow Dragons. What was the series when they was getting bit and they turned into
Garlic Jr.
Garlic Jr.
Yeah. That's one of them filler. That's really a fire ass filler art because that was when he was trying to open up a portal to like the
yeah.
Because he had bit Piccolo and Piccolo ended up becoming one of the little monster creatures or whatever. Yeah.
Then come to find out he was faking the whole time.
He was faking the whole time. But that series, because they got who all did they get in that? I know they got Master Roshi, they got Bulma.
Did they get Krillin?
Yeah, they got Krillin.
Yeah, they did get Krillin. They ain't get none of the Saiyans though. I don't think.
I don't know where Goku was in the joint.
Yeah, Goku wasn't nowhere to be. And then they jumped Piccolo and got him.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he faked it. But yeah, the Garlic Jr. Yeah, that was a Garlic Jr. series. I was like, yeah, I remember that. They was
who resolved the arc then? Because it's been so long since I seen it. Was it Gohan?
I don't even remember who. I don't even remember. I'm sure looking that up now. I was like, who stopped the Garlic Jr.?
Was it Gohan or Goku?
Man, this is my weekend.
I would say it's been so long because that's like one of them. Like you got to be a real fan of Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
it happened.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I was like, how did that end? Was it Gohan? I think it was Gohan. It's looking at this, I think it was Gohan that ended up killing
him. Okay. Because Garlic Jr. kind of looked like what's his name?
Look like Dende.
The little blue dude.
Mm-hmm.
What is his
name? About Pilaf.
Pilaf, yeah. He kind of looked like Pilaf. That's at first that's what I thought it was for a long time before I like really was paying attention to who these characters was. But yeah. But yeah, go Dragon Ball really got some. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Tree of Might with what's his name? Turles.
Oh yeah, Turles. Yeah, yeah.
Goku look alike. That's one of my favorite Dragon Ball movies, The Tree of Might.
Damn, we ain't talk about that giant. We ain't talk about Lord Slug with the false super.
Oh yeah, he got Yamcha and Chi Chi too. Garlic Jr. He got Yamcha and Chi Chi. He got all of them. Chi Chi was strong too. What people don't talk about, Chi Chi was strong as hell.
Yeah, Chi Chi could fight. Yeah, like a lot of people don't realize Chi Chi actually
trained them.
Yeah, like she used to be a fighter when she was young.
She bred a whole Goten.
Yeah, she was training Goten and Trunks, and she was whooping their ass.
Yeah.
She because she was the one. She was like, "Don't think I don't want Gohan fighting because I don't know how to fight. I know how to fight. I just don't want him fighting.
I just want him to be a scholar. Like she just wanted him to have a, and Gohan, he like we said earlier when we was talking off the recording, Gohan kind of got brought into it at a ridiculously young age. He was 4 years old when the Raditz situation happened.
And he's fighting.
When he went to Planet Namek and they were fighting Frieza. He was 11 when he had beat Cell. Like Gohan was really in the trenches at a very young age and was keeping up with like grown men.
Yeah, they treated him. They just rolled that boy out there. It's like, hey, you finna fight with us. He held his own though. I give him that. He held his own.
Yeah, more than held his own.
He really
was catching them folks off guard. Like the Efo thought since he was a baby, like you said, he couldn't fight with their head like that. But I mean, if I seen a 5-year-old, I wouldn't expect him to just come box me up like that either. So
yeah, and he had the headbutts and the Masenko. And because when you look at it, we knew he couldn't beat Frieza. He was just too young, too inexperienced. Can't beat Frieza. With Boo, he was more mature, but he suppressed his power level. So he really don't want to fight. Cell is where Gohan's true potential energy is really shown.
Yeah. Peak Gohan, yeah. In the Cell arc, that's when Gohan was written his best, was treated his best, and did his best, really, as far as fighting.
Because Boo, he suppressed everything, and with Frieza, he was too young.
Yeah. And by the time Boo came around, he had stopped training. Like, he wasn't even fighting.
His levels was... then that's when he wanted to sit down. Then Videl and all them came into the foot. Then it was a whole bunch of other... Yeah. He became
she was in a hothead when we first met her. Now she's just a mom, I guess.
Yeah. Miss Videl. Mr. Satan. Yeah. First of all, this
man here, we ain't talking about, bro.
Thanks.
Talking about no damn Hercule.
This man, he said, I'm the one that beat Cell.
No, first of all, the main name is Mr. Satan. The main name is Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan. I think that's the Japanese the Japanese deal for I think the Americans didn't want that as his name, so that's where Hercule came from.
Yeah. So I mean, they done Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, they really don't miss like that. Honestly, they really don't. With all the villains, all the stuff that happened, they kept up with the times. Now, like I say, we have some filler episodes, have some drier episodes. Every season has it. Every show has it. They have. It's hard to find a show where there's no dry spots
or no filler or anything like that.
Yeah, everything can't be straight action.
Dragon Ball, their filler wasn't bad. Like Dragon Ball actually got some of the filler that I actually like.
Yeah,
like one of the few series with filler that I like series like Naruto and Naruto, One Piece. Even though One Piece is my favorite anime of all time, I don't watch the filler because it don't really do anything or add anything. Like with Dragon Ball, the filler was you was interested to see characters like Piccolo learning how to drive or
Yeah, just because you
Goku
love those characters that much.
that much, right? Goku going around looking for a Dragon Ball, end up running into the layer of the mafia. And Goku so airheaded with some of the stuff. He didn't even know he wasn't in no real danger because I mean,
Yeah.
it's Goku, they the mafia, like they wasn't no threat to him.
Right.
But he didn't realize what type of position he was in.
Yeah.
Just little things like that made it more interesting and really made it funny because Dragon Ball when it first came out, it was essentially a action comedy series. It still is an action comedy, but it kind of started to fall more into action. But the writer Akira Toriyama, it just shows how good he is at making comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I always look at Dragon Ball though, even though people try to act like now it's mid. It's not mid. It just did a lot of the stuff that we see now first. So in comparison, it just seems mid because it did all this stuff already. That's where all this stuff that y'all done seen came from. It came from Dragon Ball. All these other stories, they started doing it after, and they added more complexity to it. So it's gonna be more complex because
But the original story is the original story.
Exactly.
Right.
That's my thing about people who like try to downplay Dragon Ball, but it's really like there's a reason everybody want to copy off Dragon Ball.
Right. Yeah. Now it did this thing when Dragon Ball Z, when that was coming out, and it came out on Toonami, and we was watching it every week on Toonami.
On
Saturdays. I remember I used to watch that on Saturdays, and then Power Rangers would come on Monday. So I'll be watching Power Rangers on Monday and Dragon Ball Z on Saturday. And every week, like clockwork.
Like clockwork. It's all like a ritual. Damn.
Yeah. And they gave it was like Saturday morning cartoons, but for Dragon Ball Z, it was at prime time, like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't ever like at 8 o'clock where you got to get up early. It was like 9, 10, like 10 o'clock, and you can go watch it.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers, Pokemon. I was just rotating all of them. Digimon, rotated all of them.
And that was that 4Kids block on Kids WB, I think.
Yep. That morning shift that we had. Man, Saturday morning cartoons was big bowl of cereal and cartoons. That's all it was.
Yeah, big bowls. Can't beat that.
Big bowl of cereal and cartoons.
Kids nowadays will never understand that luxury of like it because it's cool with streaming. They have instant access to whatever they want.
Everything.
So whatever you want to watch, you can just go watch it. We had to wait. Like we didn't pick what we wanted to see. Whatever was on, that's what we was watching at the time.
That's what we was watching. We had to wait. We had to wait a week. That's why
now you done missed the episode and you don't know when you're gonna see it again.
Right, because they will replay it. I will give them that. They will replay it sometime during the week.
You have to catch that. Yeah, you have to know when they're gonna rerun it during the week.
Yeah, because if it wasn't on DVD or VHS, if you missed it, you just missed it.
Just missed
it. And I can't even be mad at it because, like I said, they streaming everything now, and I can't even tell you no new Cartoon Network show, no new Nickelodeon show.
So much stuff out here, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't know none of it. I didn't watch some of the stuff that even towards the end of Us, I didn't watch. Like, was it Foster's Imaginary? I haven't watched it. No, I never watched Foster's.
What about regular show?
I think I watched an episode or two. I really didn't get into it. It's a couple of things on Cartoon Network that I know came out that I just never watched.
Missed it. Yeah.
I ain't watched Ben. Did you watch Ben 10?
Oh, definitely.
I did not watch Ben 10.
You missing out. So you ain't get to watch the OG Ben 10? Like,
nope.
Like the original?
Mm-mm.
I think OG Ben 10 came out around 05, 06.
I didn't watch Boondocks till I got older. When Boondocks was coming on when I was younger, I just never. By the time I figured it out, I was like, bro, I was already. My mind was on other things. And
Yeah, by the time.
Yeah, by the time Boondocks came out, my mind was on other things. But then I went back to go rewatch most of the episodes. So of course I know them now, but still.
I'll see. I was Boondocks and Family Guy and shit when I was definitely not supposed to be.
Oh yeah, Family Guy. Now Family Guy is always goated. Family Guy.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the Cleveland Show. I didn't watch American Dad. I didn't watch none of that.
Cleveland Show not that good. It's not to me anyway. I think it's them trying to think they pandering to like a black audience. But if you ever watched American Dad really for the black people.
Yeah.
Like you have to watch American Dad to know, like American Dad really for the black people. Cleveland Show is like what they think black people want to watch.
Yeah. Because, like I said, Futurama and Family Guy was the two. Know damn well we're not supposed to be watching Futurama at all.
Bender was the worst role model on TV.
Bender was a drunk robot.
Drinking, smoking.
He didn't.
And all
what's the name? Got one eye.
Leela.
Leela got one eye.
Yeah.
Then what's the name is looking the alien. So it's like, we should.
We just watch, but hey, I was staying up through them Adult Swim times.
Right. Oh, that's why I'm gonna put on another episode because, we finna roll out. So, for the people that in here that's tuned in and watch this episode, we're gonna come back with some Marvel, some Pokemon, some underrated TV shows off of Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel. We're gonna talk about underrated shows too. We're gonna get through all of that. I'm gonna bring these two back because I know for a fact that they minds kind of work like mine when it comes to stuff like this. So we're gonna be able to talk about a lot of stuff. So for everybody that's out there, I really do appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of Recap and Relax. My boy Quez, my boy Scott. I really appreciate y'all coming on.
I appreciate you, bro.
And
for sure.
Yes, sir. We're gonna talk again probably next week. Sometime this week we'll talk again. And like I said, we're gonna come in with some more topics. To all my DBZ fans out there, y'all know what's up. I'm gonna catch up on Super, and then when that happens, we'll circle back around. But y'all know what it is. Yes, sir. It's been another episode of Recap and Relax. It's your boy Need for Sheed. Like I said, my boy Quez, my boy Scott. And we'll catch you guys again on another episode very soon. You feel me?